Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, or A Couple of Cuckoos, chapter 134. When we last left our heroes, there was a bit of chat with Nagi and Ryuto, as Nagi sort of caught Ryuto up on the basic premise of the series. But the real action came from Hiro and Erika's chat, as they both sort of, despite going through a laundry list of things that frustrate them about Nagi, we're forced to come to grips with the fact that they do both love him. That's the single thought that, tears apart the clutter of the negativity there and literally brings the sun out in that scene. And that's kind of a relief off with Erika and Hiro sort of acknowledging a bit of really acknowledging the rivalry between them. But also their sort of friendship through it all. So let's dive right on into the 134th foul, and so our love triangle is born. So I thought this might have been an arc that's sort of setting up an end to the series, but given a title like that, I mean, we'll see how it comes into play. But I'm a little curious if this will be an end. I don't know. Erika returns. It's not every day you come to Okinawa, so let's hit the pool. And our cover here is Hiro in a sort of, in her shrine maiden robe with this, fox mask. It looks like some sort of autumn festival or something. But we open back in Megarogawa, with Sachi, reading a text from Hiro. I'm also going to Okinawa, as Sachi has sent her a, shocked emoji. And she just stares at her phone. And who I guess is still there, still staying at the Amaumi house. Well, this won't do. It seems that you aren't able to focus on studying at all. Are you curious about them? About Nagi-chan and the others? And she pulls down a mask. I'm not quite sure why she was wearing the mask, but okay. Not really. Actually, why are you at our place, Ai-chan? And I note, at 18 years old, I'm already an adult. Is I 18? Because I did not know. I figured she was the same age as the others. I figured she was 17. But apparently not. I have a responsibility to protect you. It can't be helped, since you have exams to take. But Sachi pushes back, and don't you have work to do too? And it does sort of seem like, the vibe I'm getting here is that Ai is here to distract herself from whatever is going on in Okinawa. And Sachi's also sort of trying to ignore it very hard by bickering with her. But we leave them there to head back to Okinawa. The sun has come out. Nagi and Ryuto are still at the front entrance of the hotel as Erika and Hiro return. Erika wearing the shirt she got from the random lady that helped her during the monsoon, but they're back. Erika calls out, "Hey, I'm back!" And Nagi looks over the moon. Not really, I don't know how much he's thinking about the whole affection for Erika that came up during his confrontation with Ryuto. Ryuto definitely is, as he does not look super enthused to be in this situation, even if he is happy that Erika's not dead. And Hiro just smiles at the duo. As I think this is Ryuto immediately to Erika. Thank goodness you're safe. Sorry for making you worry. I just wanted to go for a little walk. Ignoring everything going on there. There you go again, Erika-chan. And Nagi is silent. He's not really participating in the conversation. And Ryuto being the adult, has to be the one to sort of set Erika straight. I'm not going to let you kid your way through this. One false step and somebody could have lost their life out there. We almost called in a risky search and rescue for you. Do you understand how dangerous what you did was? And Erika starts to tear up. But Ryuto's right. Erika really fucked up there. And Hiro tries to calm tensions down. Okay. Ryuto-san? Is it? You should think about what you've done here. Okay. And Hiro looks at him confused. Huh? And Nagi recognizes it a moment before, and he goes for the punch, the same punch he did on Nagi. But Erika, I feel like this might have been an established part of their dynamic before now. She sees it coming and ducks. and it grins up at him. Like this is a fight they've had before, which that feels like the Umino blood shining through Erika. You know, I've talked at length in the past about how one of the central dynamics here is, are we who we are because of the people we're born to or the people who raise us? And I think that the series did a nice job of, like, splitting the difference there. You know, like, Nagi also has this sort of violent side, this sort of willing to fight side, because he was raised by Namie and Yohei. And we don't really see it in Erika, but it's things like this that tell us that was a part of her. This is not, like, new to her. As Ryuto notes, not bad. You're quick to throw hands on, You're quick to throw hands as always. 1 second. You're quick to throw hands as always. But Ryuto, despite the fact that the punch didn't land, you should still reflect on what you've done. And Nagi is just stunned that Erika's apparently, like, better at dodging a punch than he is. I took one of those? I don't get rich people communication. I don't think Erika's skill at that is a rich person thing. That feels like... I still think that's more the Umino blood. As Hiro watches on, I hope I won't ever have to deal with that. And then Ryuto, Hiro, and Erika head into the hotel as Nagi stands back. Ryuto tells the girls, anyways, good you're safe. Let's take a break in the hotel. And Erika notes, I could really go for a shower. And then she turns back to Nagi. They haven't really addressed each other since everything happened. Since she heard what Nagi said about her, and since the storm. And they have a moment of acknowledging each other, and Erika turns away. Can't quite face him yet. And Nagi just looks down in a kind of shame, before finally bowing. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused. And Erika does not turn right away. And he flashes back to what Erika said. Nagi-kun, you scumbag! Hiro does not have the context here. Like, she has a little bit of the context from what Erika said last week, but, like, not really. Huh? What? And Ryuto's just silent, watching. And after a moment, Erika turns back to him. What happened today is water under the bridge. I've caused you trouble too, after all. You know, I feel like I should have known this is, like, the past 3 or 4 chapters have all been the same day. Like, I was aware of that. Objectively, I think. Like, if I had put out the timeline in my head, I would be like, yeah, it's the same day. But something about calling that whole incident, I think the shade, like, the sort of darkness of the monsoon made me think it was night, and that this was a new day. But still, it's a little weird, the reminder that all of that was today. I've caused you trouble too, after all. But also, like, imagine if the monsoon hadn't happened, and Hiro had made it to Okinawa right as Nagi and Erika left. Like, I'm not quite sure. It's the sort of thing that feels, very much, she's a high school kid who does not think things through. But, like, what were you thinking, Hiro? Anyway, I've caused you trouble too, after all. And Nagi just sort of takes that in. Ryuto sighs, happy for this sort of peacemaking. But Hiro's lost in thought in all this. And neither Nagi or Erika respond for a bit, to the point that Erika starts to look at Nagi kind of questioningly. And Hiro then breaks the ice, whether that's just her wanting to have some fun, as the next line sort of seemed to imply, or not wanting the scene to go on any longer, because that might be bad for her goals. She pops up behind Erika. Oh, right, Erika-chan. What time's your flight? We came by private jet, so whenever. Oh, that's just like casual rich girl flex. But Hiro then goes on, well then, since it's not every day you're in Okinawa, and the weather's getting better too, let's hit the pool! And the two of them are like going down a water slide, right? We cut right there. Having a good time, water splashing, as Ryuto and Nagi are both by the pool, not getting in. Ryuto's casually reading a book, and Nagi is just dejected. Totally, like, torn up. Just looking embarrassed or something. As the girls, scream and laugh in the pool, and Ryuto notes him, and questions what's up with you. You're being a real downer over there. You apologized and she forgave you, right? Aren't you fine with that? But Nagi tells him that's not it. And Ryuto, I mean, this is almost certainly going to be the love triangle, building up to our title line, I bet. But Ryuto doesn't quite see where we're going. And then Hiro approaches Nagi. Being a good girlfriend, even with the drama going on with the Erika stuff. Why don't you come join us, Umino-kun? And he, puts his hands up as an X. And whispers, I think hoping Hiro can't hear it, just to Ryuto. I can't bring myself to face Seigawa-san. And Ryuto just laughs. Given everything Nagi did to him earlier. No freaking way. Feeling guilty? Because you're into another girl even though you already got one? Nagi shushes him, not so loud. I'm finally going out with Seigo-san after liking her for so long, but after Amino-san said that, I just can't figure out what's going on in my head. Oh, hold on. So, I'm not quite sure how this is working out, because Hiro didn't leave after page 15, but she's definitely not here for Nagi and Ryuto's banter. So that might have just been, there have been times, it's a running gag we haven't really seen a lot of Nagi getting lost in the fantasy and us not quite being aware of it being a fantasy until later. So that might have been what that was. He's just imagining, the problem with talking to Hiro, I think. I can't think of what's going on in my head. And so Ryuto sits there and takes that in and watches the girls in the pool. That's pretty normal, don't you think? And Nagi just turns to him. Huh? I, for one, am completely loyal to Erika. But even so, if a girl I was close to were to get a boyfriend, it'd still bother me, And Nagi just, is that how it is? But because you're so stupid and headstrong, you always wear those desires on your sleeve. And you're turning that into your own self-loathing. But that's just how people grow up. So, it's getting at the theme that I've always sort of been harping on with this series, that these are literal children. They are dense as all get out. And that all of the sort of negative impacts negative personalities that people really try to harp on, that they try to tear the series to shreds. That's the point. They're dumb kids, and they're acting like dumb kids. I'm not quite sure that, the metaphor that Ryuto is playing with here, or not the metaphor, the analogy, quite applies to Nagi, as Nagi was the one who got a girlfriend, unless Ryuto is referring to himself as the boyfriend in that, even so, if a girl I was close to, meaning in Nagi's shoes, Erika, were to get a boyfriend, meaning Ryuto, that might be what the implication there. I don't know, but the basic point is, it makes sense. Nagi's not weird for being bothered here. It's just that the kind of person he is makes that turn into self-hatred. Yeah, I don't know. There's still something about it that I'm not quite clicking. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know. I think a part of this feels like Ryuto, and it's a thing we've seen a number of characters do, try to push someone's feelings back in to sort of, it's an eye tactic. It's very much an eye tactic. And that does make it interesting to me that the series has set up Ryuto as an adult. And earlier in the chapter, Ai refers to herself as an adult. And Ryuto is doing that kind of eye tactic of defining someone else's relationship in a way that's favorable to him, to the individual doing the defining of either gender. For Ai, it's brushing off Nagi's feelings for Erika as being familial, whereas Ryuto is framing Nagi's feelings for Erika as an understandable jealousy that's not inherently romantic or something. It's a trick we've seen before, and the inclusion of Ai makes me think that maybe we're meant to draw that connection. But that's just how people grow up. And Nagi just thinks, is that right? And then he has the realization, A very similar realization to the one that I just had. No way. You're just trying to trick me, aren't you? As for Fiancee, I'm your enemy, aren't I? As if. Because yeah, he is trying to sort of shift Nagi's feelings. I think that Ryuto, I mean, maybe it's the fact that I'm older than Ryuto, and so I still sort of see him as a child. That like, I'm not sure that Ryuto is aware of the sort of backhandedness I'm not sure he's aware of that he's doing a scheme here, but I think he is. He is doing it. But he tells Nagi, some things in this world have to be fair. Rich or poor, when it comes to romance, it must be, or you'll never find true love. And Nagi is taken aback, and then he's just sort of almost like skeeved out by Ryuto. Right. And Ryuto gives a sort of like, cocky little like humph thing. And then turns to him, are you sure? If you keep moving around like that, you'll end up disrespecting their feelings too. And Nagi like smacks himself. You're right. Alright, Umino-kun. And so, our love triangle is born. Which is not when I started the chapter where I thought that line would come from. Like, I was expecting it to be a sort of Hiro and Erika bit, continuing on from last week's conversation. But no, it's Ryuto, which seems to imply, like, it's setting up the love triangle of Ryuto, Nagi, Erika, as opposed to our normal one of Nagi, Erika, and Hiro. One focusing on Erika and one focusing on Nagi as the sort of linchpin of the whole thing. But then, Ryuto throws another punch at Nagi, knocking him into the pool. Huh? And he lands, and here's the money shot. As Hiro and Erika are both underwater, Nagi lands right between them. I love the water effects. Yoshikawa, as always, is a fantastic manga artist. And he just sort of, like, gasps at seeing them, or he, like, lets out all of his air as Hiro and Erika smile down at him, showing that it's not quite just a love triangle. And then we cut back to Sachi looking up flights to Okinawa that would be for if my math is right, just shy of $300 in US money. What? So expensive. And also, they're just like with Hiro, they could be leaving any minute. So yeah, bad choice all around. Fiance or girlfriend or next time will Nagi find true love? It's been so long since I had to really deal with Sachi. And I don't really have to deal with her. Because it's just that little or that sort of like, the Sachi like coda, and then the or ... kind of implying Sachi. But I don't want to deal with that. Anyway, I don't think this is quite as great a chapter as the last one. Mainly because I think while Hiro and Erika had a big moment of revelation last time, Nagi is still sort of dealing with these conflicting feelings. And I think they are, and to be fair to Nagi, they are inherently more conflicting here. Like, Hiro and Erika think they both like the same boy, and they're not going to let that ruin their friendship, but also they're acknowledging the competition. That's the sort of point with the mongoose and the snake at the end of last chapter teaming up, literally to pursue Nagi. They should be rivals, but they're going to be friends. But Nagi inherently has the more conflicting feelings. He has feelings for Hiro, and he's had them for a while, and he has feelings for Erika. Even if Ryuto is, like, trying to play it off, in a very, like I said, in a very I-like tactic, to sort of reframe Nagi's feelings in a way that ends up benefiting Ryuto. Again, it's a repeated thing we've seen throughout this series with Ryuto, and originally I do it. Which, contributes to making them feel like well-rounded, not morally pure characters. It's part of why I really like the character work in this series. And yeah, there's also, some good comic beats. I've talked in the past about the series and moved much more towards the romantic drama than the comedy it started out as. But there's some good bits. The bit where, like, Erika knows Ryuto so well that she knows to duck for the punch. Nagi being slammed into the pool right as he and Ryuto are having a little, like, seemingly nice moment, which is both a funny little, like, twist there, and a reminder that Ryuto does see this as a rivalry, much more than Nagi, or much more than Hiro and Erika. You know, they see it as a friendship that happens to both have like a problem in their love lives, let's say, as the best way of putting that. Ryuto sees it as a rivalry. And I think for all his pretensions of like, oh no, it's not love, it's not romantic attraction, you're not actually into Erika, it's just a natural jealousy. The fact that he calls it a love triangle and shoves Nagi in there sort of shows his actual self. Like, no, he's on some level aware. He's more aware than Nagi tends to be. So yeah, it's once again, as is pretty typical for Cuckoo at this point in his run, very good at keeping all these conflicting feelings going together. It's consistently the series' best quality, is that these are complicated characters going through complicated feelings, and dealing with them in less than perfect ways. And this chapter is really about doing what last chapter did for Erika and Hiro for Nagi and Ryuto. And the way that Ryuto sets up that final scene, especially with the title line coming from him, makes me curious if we're gonna see a lot more of Ryuto, or if he's just gonna be a bit of a, not quite one-off, but like far less prevalent than some of the other characters. He'll like show up occasionally, but not be a regular member of the cast, which would make sense given the series' normal high school setting. I don't know. But with that, it seems like we're pretty much done with Okinawa. As a reminder of who the true actual the actual romance competition is between on that last page, with Sashi being an uncomfortable hanger-on to the very well done like trio of panels at the top. But yeah, all in all, it's a good chapter. It's a very good chapter exploring Nagi and Ryuto and their sort of uncomfortable position right now, which is the sort of thing, like I said, that Yoshikawa has always excelled in with this series. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes it happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!